Christmas starts November 1st. This weekend, I spent Saturday taking down all of Halloween and putting all of Christmas up. I was up in the attic, dragging down the Christmas tree. We were decorating. My mom loves it, so I'd have to say November 1st.
Not crazy to say at all.
I
Not
disagree.
crazy to say.
Welcome to the Into the Jungle podcast, where you can be in the know with everything going around in Broken Arrow. I'm your host, Graham Bowser, here with my co-host,
Malcolm Hewlett.
and today we have some very special guests. We have,
Bernice Garcia.
and
Jackson Campbell.
why don't you guys tell them like what your positions are and how you incorporate into the school?
So my position is I'm student council president, and basically I kind of just look over all the events. So like Boot Scoot, Sadie's, Hoko, and then also like our dress up days, just making sure everything stays rolling within our student council.
I am the senior class president, and I am in charge of planning all of the senior events and making sure everything there goes smoothly.
That's awesome. And just to kick us off, we'll have some icebreaker questions. So
Okay.
I think, Malcolm, you want to ask the first one?
Yeah. Bernice, what is a bucket list activity that you've never tried?
So I don't know if you guys have ever seen that like map of like a road trip to each and every state. And like the like best views of that state. I've always wanted to try that, to like take a road trip and hit every state of the US and see
Totally.
the most
Yeah.
beautiful thing there.
You'd be broke by the end of it, just paying for gas.
Easily. Easily.
Jackson, what was your favorite childhood cartoon?
I really enjoyed watching SpongeBob. I watched it a lot, and I still think it's kind of funny, so I'd have to go with that.
What's your favorite character?
My favorite character,
Ooh.
Patrick. He's the best. He's funny.
That's a good character. I like that choice.
Bernice, what is your favorite way to spend a weekend?
I would have to say, like, starting off on Saturday, waking up in the morning, making breakfast with my mom, and then eating all together as my family with my dad and my sister. And then, like, nothing makes me more excited that, like, when it, like, hits, like, 12 or something, I'm like, oh, I gotta go. Like, I have a hangout with my friends planned or something. And then, like, after that, like, come home and eat dinner with them. And then Sunday, like, go to church and then get back home and eat dinner again.
Totally.
Eating with the family, very important for
Yes,
me.
extremely important.
Jackson, the very big question when this holiday season hits, when does Christmas start?
You see, in my family, Christmas starts November 1st. This weekend, I spent Saturday taking down all of Halloween and putting all of Christmas up. I was up in the attic, dragging down the Christmas tree. We were decorating. My mom loves it, so I'd have to say November 1st.
Not crazy to say at all.
I
Not crazy to
disagree.
say.
I disagree. November has its place because Thanksgiving has to happen. I think Malcolm would agree with me.
I do agree. I think the turkey holiday has a lot of value, and it's often undermined by Christmas.
But just because you're bringing Christmas in a little bit early doesn't mean you're like overlooking Thanksgiving. Like, you still have the Thanksgiving Day. You're just also giving Christmas a little love early on.
I think the turkey does deserve its glory.
Yeah. Turkey is very valuable. Although I would argue it's a separate topic entirely, but that's like the worst food during
Thanksgiving?
like Thanksgiving is like turkey.
Really?
It's
You
just
don't-
like
I'm a side guy. I like the sides.
yeah,
Like the mashed potatoes, and the
potatoes, corn, yeah,
and like the
mhm.
bread that you eat with.
right, yeah.
Come on, like
See?
that stuff is so good.
This is why I'm disappointed that Christmas decorations go up on November 1st. Okay, so now that we have introduced our hosts or our guests and that we know a little bit more about them, Malcolm, do you want to ask them about like what like student council is and like how that incorporates?
Yeah. How do you guys move through student council? What does that look like on a day-to-day basis, and what is it like putting together these big events that you guys have during the year?
So for example, when like Hoko was coming around, we usually like I meet with like our head of committee. So we have heads of committees this year. So there's like a Hoko head, Boot Scoot, Sadie's, and I meet with them, but they also get to meet with their like committee itself, and they get to talk about what they expect out of that event. So for Hoko, I let them talk with their committee, and then after I talk with them separately, and we kind of like make a list of like materials that we'll need to order for that. And then like order those. And usually, like for Hoko, we have like walls that we decorate or like hallways that we decorate. So we start like making whatever we can like prior to that. Like usually 2 weeks prior is when we'll start decorating. And basically, like it's every day. So as soon as you get into class, we're like putting our backpacks down, putting our phones away and everything, and then starting on whatever is on the job list.
Wow. Okay, so we're both involved in student council. So for Jackson, how did you get involved with student council? Like, what motivated you to get there?
So, one of my friends last year, his name is Mason Lewis.
Mhm.
He was in Stuco last year, and he told me to run for class president. And one of the requirements to be class president is you have to be in Stuco. And I'm so happy I did it. It's one of my favorite classes, and pretty much he motivated me to do it. But I'm extremely happy I did it.
That's awesome. So being class president was someone else's idea, and to do that, you had to be in student council. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, I always wanted to run for class president, and I did not know I would be in Stuco until like last year, but I'm happy it's one of the requirements
that's
because
awesome.
I really enjoy it.
That's cool. That's cool. So for Bernice, who is our student council class president, what is student council?
So I'd say student council is basically like a group of leaders at our school that get a 4th-hour class and like run for the position, because like we have to campaign like every
Mhm.
year to get a position in student council. And basically it's just all of our minds being put together to kind of bring like energy and spirit and get our school involved, basically, because like this school is so huge, and like to have nothing and to continue to attend it every day without knowing anyone or experiencing anything, like that would just be kind of boring. So I feel like student council is kind of just like we're mainly used to like create events like Boot Scoot, Hoko, Sadie's, all those things, like our philanthropy week, our smile week, just like everything that has our school involved, I think is what Stuco is.
Do you guys have some standout memories from Stuco this year? I know it's early, but are there some big things that you guys really enjoyed?
I would say the preparation for Hoko was definitely like a grind. Like
Oh,
we
it was a grind.
we were there Friday night before setting up, and
It was
I mean,
from like 3 to like 9 p.m.
and then that day I think we got there at 8 a.m. and left at like 3 p.m. the day of Hoko.
Yeah.
And I would say, I mean, there was a lot of chaos, like a lot of stress. Everybody wanted to go get ready for homecoming. But I think it showed that when we work together and just get things done, like we'll be way better off than.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I would have to say, okay, he wasn't able to go, but I would have to say mine so far is Stuco State. So basically this weekend we went to Ponca City, and Stuco State is where every student council in Oklahoma goes to one, like the same school.
Wow.
And then we just do like, we have a whole bunch of like games and activities, and then like get to know one another, learn from one another. And so I would have to say like that was one of my favorites, because we got to like stay in a hotel with everyone, and it was just so funny.
You guys know better than most, but like the most outgoing, like happy people that like want to get things done and are well spoken in a hotel room together. It
Yeah.
just sounds like
It was
chaos.
insane. Yeah, but it was super fun.
That's
I loved
awesome.
it.
That's so cool. So for student council, you guys have put on a couple of events so far. Can you like help the audience like identify like what those events are, and then like the work that goes into planning those events like beforehand?
So our first event this year was Aloha Bash, one of the first days of school. And basically during the summer, we would come up and meet, and we'd decorate walls for the student union. So that's something that like nobody else saw except for student council.
Yeah. So like to add more onto that, like for Aloha Bash, basically every event is like the same. Like we have to stay here like the day before. So for Aloha Bash, like the day before and like the day of after school, we'll like stay and like take out all the material, and like we always make a job list to where everyone knows what they're doing after, so that we can get everything done on time. So it's basically the same thing, just the day before, if you can set up, we start setting up, and then the day of after school, we start setting up.
So you guys put on a lot of events throughout the year.
Mhm.
Are there some upcoming ones that you guys are really looking forward to?
I'm gonna give you a little teaser here, but We've recently started planning in senior board a Christmas themed senior movie night this December. So everybody be looking out for that announcement.
And then also we have our Boot Scoot coming up this month. So Boot Scoot is basically just like an event strictly for like line dancing, and like there's like you dress up in like Western themed outfits like boots and like your hats. And then there we're also, hey, little shout out for Smile Week. We're also gonna be doing like bows on boots. So Smile Week is our philanthropy week that we raise money for like our Make-A-Wish kids. So every year we get a Make-A-Wish kid and we try to send them off on their wish. And this year the wish is to deep sea
Fish in
fish in Alaska,
which is awesome.
which is super, super sick. And so one of the things that we want to raise money for, like at that event, is we want to like tie like ribbon on boots, and it'll just be like $2 or $3 to do that.
That's really cool. So incorporating like your fundraising with like an event that we've planned.
Mhm.
Okay, that's awesome. We're gonna hit a quick commercial break and then we'll be right back. We're gonna talk more about Boot Scoot. We're gonna talk pretty in depth about it, just like analyze like how they plan for it, like what the theme is. Obviously, it's very set for each year, but how that affects every other dance. And then we'll talk about some upcoming events in the future, and then we'll send them on their merry way. And welcome back. So we're talking about Boot Scoot, the most recent event. It's upcoming. Everyone's looking forward to it. So Jackson, can you just take us through like what that looks like, and like how those like dances get planned, and like what that looks like for everybody?
Yeah, so I'm sure a lot of the listeners have been to Boot Scoot, but for those that haven't, Boot Scoot is a Western themed dance, country music, line dances, square dances, all that good stuff. And basically, the week before, all the leadership classes, they get with Miss Harger and learn all the line dances before. So once we're at Boot Scoot, you actually like see all the dances come together for different songs, and it's super cool to see like the coordination.
That's awesome.
You guys have a lot of things going on at Boot Scoot.
Mhm.
So what can people expect to see at the event, and what can people look forward to?
So at Boot Scoot, it's all in the aux gym. And then in the aux gym, like as soon as you enter, there's like the line dancing, but not many people see in the very back. There's like a whole bunch of photo ops and everything for everyone to take a photo. But there's also like a bull that people can like get in line and like ride on. So those are basically like the three main things that you can do at Boot Scoot. Is like take photos, ride the bull, or line dance.
Okay, and then so for those of us that don't know how to line dance,
Oh, yikes.
hey, be nice.
I'm just kidding.
For those of us that don't know how to line dance, how do you learn the line dances? Do they get taught at Boot Scoot, or is it like pick it up as you watch everyone else do it, or?
We actually have the greatest teacher on the planet. His name is Caller Bob.
Caller Bob.
He is
That's
great.
awesome.
So when you get there, I'm sure you'll be able to figure out who Caller Bob is, but he's the best.
Yeah, so he usually like tries, because like leadership classes might get a little bit of practice before, but at the event, like they'll also teach you just in case like you forgot or you just weren't there for the practices.
That's cool. Okay,
Yes.
I'll look for Caller Bob.
Yes.
At
He'll
the
be
Boot Scoot.
he'll be up on the stage. Don't even worry about
Oh,
it.
that's awesome.
Yes.
Can't miss him.
You cannot miss him.
So going into the preparation for Boot Scoot is another one of those events where you guys have to, make a bunch of stuff to go all over the walls, or is this a less preparation event because you have the bowl and the collar and all of that
Well,
stuff?
for Boot Scoot, it is a little bit less on decorating, but that doesn't mean we don't decorate at all. So like the photo ops and all of that, like we're the ones that make those and set those up. And then this year we're gonna try to decorate the hallway a little bit more, because usually, I don't know if anyone has ever noticed, but like Boot Scoot, we don't really decorate the hallway. But this year we were gonna like put a little something down that hall to like add a little something. But that's it.
Should
Yeah.
get some. Is there anyone in student council that's like like art. Like you guys are like arts and
Oh,
crafts.
yeah.
Like that's so cool.
I've thrown that like idea out before getting advanced art, but I don't know.
Yeah. We just have like everyone's like somewhat decent, but we do have like our like amazing
Mhm.
like we have like Basil and like I know Jackie is really good too. Who else? There's Basil, Jackie.
Me,
Oh, guys. Jackson he's really, yeah,
I
he's an
try.
artist. He is an artist, I would have to say.
In his
Something
own
like
way, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah. I'd say he's pretty good.
So for like I know for homecoming, like the setup, like you talked about it earlier, was very like extensive. Like it took a long time
Yeah.
to set up.
oh yeah.
For Boot Scoot, is it the same, or do you guys have like more time to like get ready yourselves, or is it like how's
Yeah.
the time ratio look?
It's definitely less of a workload than homecoming, I'd say.
Yeah, easily because for Hoko, like we're also taking into account like the main dance floor, the field house dance floor, the aux gym, the hallways, like everything is decorated for Hoko. But then for Boot Scoot, it's just the aux gym. And then like I said, like we don't usually do the hallway, but this year we're doing the hallway to like just add a little bit more. But like Boot Scoot is like way, way like more simpler than Hoko.
So looking down the road further into this year, are there more events coming up after Boot Scoot? What do students have to look forward to?
I think our next event is Sadie's. Sadie's
Sadie's is great.
Sadie's is fantastic. Sadie's is the dance where like it's like a themed dance. It's not usually as formal as like Hoko and stuff. It's more so like surfers versus bikers or I forgot.
Last year we did
Dancing
decades, and
through
that
the
was super
decades.
cool.
That was super cute. So like things like that, and then it's also like the girls ask the guys to like the dance. I mean, you don't have to, but that's kind of like tradition, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's kind of our next upcoming event.
And then for obviously for Boot Scoot, the theme is very set and Western. That makes
Yes.
sense.
Yes.
But for dances in which you do decide the theme, so like Sadie's or Homecoming, how does the theme get decided? Is it like the committee head or what's the process look like?
So basically, the committee itself, whatever event it is, they will like brainstorm some ideas, and then once they have a couple, we'll have like a whole day in Stuco dedicated to it, to where all of student council like talks about the theme or like adds on to it, and then we'll do like this thing called Keep Scratch, and we'll basically just list all of the things on a whiteboard, and then start going through and eliminating or keeping, and then like we have a little like portion to when we have like 6 up there left, and then it's like, okay, whoever would like die for their like theme, like come and argue for it, like argue for what we could do
And
how
that can
we
get
do it.
quite passionate, I'd say.
Yes.
A little bit heated.
Yes, because like people are like going like back and forth and be like, well this, well that. So I mean, there's a lot of thought put behind every one of our themes.
So every year you guys put on a bunch of events. Are there ones that to you guys personally stand out a lot as your favorite or ones that make the most memories and are just the most enjoyable?
I would have to say Boot Scoot is my very favorite. It has been the past 2 years. I mean, it's just awesome. I love the music. I love country music. I love seeing everybody get dressed up and dance, and it's like a really good time.
Yeah, I was gonna say Boot Scoot too, but I don't know. Can it also just be like an event that Stuco does that like not everyone like does? Okay, well my personal favorite is definitely our Lower Mentor Council. So this is where like we have 2 days. There's a day where we have all the middle schools of Broken Arrow, like all their 8th graders or like their leadership kids. They come to the event center. Yeah, the event center, and then we just host like a whole bunch of games. Like we have pizza with them, and we talk with them, and we make them more comfortable for when they like come up to the high school and kind of like see familiar faces. And then we do the same thing with like the freshmen. The freshman student council comes up, we play games, like hang out with them. I would say like that's my favorite event that Stuco does.
That's cool. So for for Boot Scoot, getting ready is obviously the workload's less. And Jackson, you said it's your favorite event. Is your favorite part the line dancing, or is it maybe riding the electronic bull? What's your favorite part?
I always start off every year with riding the electronic bull. It's not like I'd really like to ride a real bull one day. So I start
practice.
off every year with the mechanical one.
That's awesome.
When do you think you'll actually be able to ride a real one?
Who knows? Not any time where my mom has anything to do with it because she wouldn't let that slide. But it's gonna happen.
On the bucket list for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's excited, if you can't tell. Okay, so we're gonna cut to one more quick commercial break before we wrap up the podcast episode, talking about some future events, and then we'll send our hosts on to celebrate Thanksgiving, not Christmas.
All right.
Oh, I got my order wrong. This is me, Jessica. And this is
Jessica?
not my coffee. And my friend said, oh, wait, Quick Trip. And she said, you don't have to tell me your name. Please, serve yourself. And I was all, oh, then this happened.
Yeah, someone stole my drink.
That's how I learned Quick Trip has lattes on tap. And I will never have to tell a barista my name again. Quick Trip, raise your coffee bar.
Welcome back to the Into the Jungle podcast. We just finished our quick commercial break, and now we're going to talk about some fun events that are going on or have happened, and a little bit about Smile Week.
Yeah, so quite recently we just had a Smile Week fundraiser. It was the Jungle Squad, great group of guys, versus the female soccer team. They had a little futsal game, kind of a tournament, and it was really funny. The Jungle Squad actually ended up winning.
Oh,
Bro,
So-
it has to be rigged. There's actually no shot.
It might have been rigged. We don't know yet.
They definitely paid the refs.
Yeah, but it was a great fundraiser. Like all the entrance money went towards Smile Week and all that. And we also just had a Cherry Berry night and great turnout for Cherry Berry. Everybody loves Cherry Berry, so
Can't go wrong.
yeah.
And then additionally, like Smile Week as a whole, we call it Smile Week, but it's not just a week where we're fundraising. Like as you can tell, like we fundraise for it like all year long. But the only thing that's like why we call it Smile Week is because there's a week in April where like every single day is like either a fundraiser night or like a restaurant night, like anything or an event like puppy yoga or something. And then at the end of that week, we'll have like our reveal date. And then that's where, I don't know if anyone has ever seen, like we decorate like the whole main hallway with a whole bunch of walls of like what our kids' favorite things were. So like last year we had like a whole bunch of like Marvel, like soccer and like things like that because our kid liked soccer and Marvel and all that. So we decorate the hallway and then we reveal to the kid that we were able to like grant their wish. And it's like this like the cutest thing ever because like the family is like so grateful. And then we get to like go and like show the kid and give him a little basket and stuff, and he gets to like point around and see all his favorite things on the wall. So that's basically what Smile Week is overall.
that's really cool. So even though it's called Smile Week, you guys have a bunch of like fundraising events,
Yes.
like the Jungle Squad beating the girls' soccer team.
Rigged.
What was the score of that game again?
It was actually 6-7, I believe.
Okay,
I believe he's right. I'm
that's
pretty
crazy.
positive.
yeah, that has to be rigged.
It was a close stat. It was a close call.
So like what events can people, I know you talked about like Jackson, you talked about like Cherry Berry and like obviously like a sporting event with the Jungle Squad. What other events, is there like any fundraising events upcoming or like the Smile Week fundraiser that people can contribute to or something like that?
So I don't know when this podcast is gonna come out, but we have one tomorrow. Actually, it's like it's called 3K in a day, and so it's basically where we ask everyone to bring like $1 or like whatever they want, and we'll go around to each classroom and like we'll go collecting like money, and we do the same thing at the freshman academy too. But for theirs, it's like 1K in a day, obviously, because their population is much smaller and like it's like better. So that would be one thing, and then also. My biggest thing is like if you follow BA Student Life, all of our fundraisers and like fundraiser nights and like everything that we're doing for Smile Week, it gets posted up on there. So I think if anyone wants to know how to like support and stuff, they can like go on the BA Student Life and they'll see something about Smile Week on there.
That's awesome.
Jackson, again, I know we've gone over this a million times. You mentioned Cherry Berry. What is Cherry Berry for the people that aren't familiar?
Oh, Cherry Berry?
Greatness.
Well, it's like a soft serve ice cream. I think that's what it is. And you get your own ice cream. You serve yourself, and then you get all the fixings. They have like candy, fruit. They have like these little poppy balls, bobas. They say bobas.
Bobas.
I like to fill mine up with bobas. Then you go up to the cashier and you place it on a scale, and they charge you based on weight. So
Wait, what are all your toppings? You just put boba?
Yeah, no, yeah. What's your bowl look
Yeah,
like,
what-
Jackson?
what is-
I start off, I like a strawberry ice cream. I always have, especially from
Okay.
Cherry Berry. So going off that, I'll go and I'll get some gummy bears, some gummy worms.
Okay.
I'll put
What was that
strawberries.
face?
If they're so cold, they get hard. It's
No,
hard
but
to
that's the
chew.
good thing about them. Like
Oh.
that texture.
So we
is
go in,
okay.
Okay.
go in with the strawberries.
Right.
Then I go in with the blueberries, and then cherries. I get a bunch of cherries.
So there's a lot of
because-
fruit.
Yeah, they're
on
charging
this.
by the weight. They're not charging by the cherries.
Yeah, right.
Get me some
Okay.
cherries, and then I probably fill half the bowl with boba after that because that's my favorite part.
Okay.
And how much does your bowl weigh after all that, Jackson?
Like $20.
I don't. It's like an honest 15 every time.
For yours alone?
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, mostly.
Smile Week just got so much money.
Yeah.
You should go to Cherry Berry more often.
Actually insane.
I really like cherry berry. I always have.
That's crazy.
Bernice, what's your Cherry Berry looking like?
So sometimes I'm feeling more of a vanilla, sometimes I'm feeling more of a chocolate. So when I went for Smile Week, I got I think it was like a cheesecake vanilla mix or something like that. And so I filled it up with that one. And then there was this coffee one. I don't even remember. And then I go and I put in gummy bears. And then I do these Kit Kat pieces and Reese's pieces. And then I put a singular little brownie piece on it. And then that's it. It's basically mine has never amounted to $15. That's actually insane work.
Yeah.
That's
How?
crazy. I don't even understand how one can fit so much. It's probably because those berries weigh so much.
I get the biggest bowl and then I fill it to the brim.
With the most stuff.
It's insane. I didn't even know it could be that expensive for one.
Well, it sounds like student council is obviously a mixed bowl, like
Oh,
your
yeah.
cherry berry.
Yeah.
And you guys have a lot of things going on. So you said that people could follow BA Student Life if they wanted
Yes.
to find out the events going on and support the school community.
Yes.
That's amazing, right? We can go out and help our school, help the Smile Week fundraiser, and change people's lives.
And send our kid on a wish.
Yeah, deep sea fishing in Alaska. I'm jealous.
That's
I
so tough.
want to go.
I
That's
want to go
awesome.
too.
It's a really cool wish.
Yeah. So I think that's all we have for today's podcast episode. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Keep it here on Broken Arrow Into the Jungle podcast. However, we will put links to the Smile Week fundraiser and BA Student Life in the description. I think there's probably a QR code for it somewhere. So if
Yes.
there's that, we'll put it on the screen. But I appreciate it so much. And thank you guys so much for being on the
Yeah, thank you
podcast.
guys.
Thank you for having us.
It's a good time.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's been fun. We'll see you guys in the next one.